So many of us are looking for mental peace. We are taking this life so seriously. We have no idea what's happening to our minds. We're wondering if we're going crazy. Do you know which thought is going to come to you next? Hold on for a moment and observe. Can you know which thought is going to come to you next? Will it be a pleasant one or an unpleasant one? Will it stay for a short time or for a long time? Will you go on creating a train of thoughts connected to the first one, or will you just drift off to a completely different world? We have no control on our thoughts. We have no idea what we're going to think next. And then when we are indulged into this world, and with all the distractions and all the options and choices we've got, the mind tends to overthink, repeatedly think about something again and again and again, even when we don't want to think about it. And we feel like this noise will never quieten. It will be just too loud and I'll just remain crazy. In life, we run to solve our problems, and I think that's a mistake, because we don't sit with the problem for long enough to understand the problem. Because most of the times, the clarity that you get by exploring the problem is actually a solution, or at least a beginning of a solution. I want you to reflect with me on this idea. Look, everything has its inherent nature. Like, look at this tree. Its nature is to be solid and grounded. Its nature is to provide shade, provide fruits. Maybe not this one. This one also. It's a pine tree. Fire's nature is to burn. Air's nature is to dry. Water's nature is to wet. So the mind also has an inherent nature. It is to think. When we think, we immediately enter into a world of duality. So that is, it becomes two, and from two it becomes many, which is unity becomes duality, duality becomes multiplicity. And that's what the mind does. Mind, just not the thinking mind, but mind as an inner instrument, which involves all the impressions stored in your mind through all your experiences in life. It involves your faculty of discrimination, that you can tell what's good, what's not, what's right, what's wrong. Your sense of I, the ego. I'm not saying ego as any negative entity right now. I'm just saying ego as a part of your mind that lets you know what you are and what others are. You can separate between I and the other. So if it is mind's nature to always be in a dual plane, then how can we look for mental peace? Because if peace comes to the mind, the chaos will also come to the mind. If happiness is experienced in the mind, the pain, the sorrow will also be experienced in the mind, because that's what the mind does. It thinks, and it will think without discrimination. It will think about anything and everything. So the ideal is not to look for mental peace, but to look for some sort of peace that is beyond the mental fluctuations. No matter how much fluctuations happen, you can still find peace. One thing that you must understand here is that if you close your eyes for a moment and imagine that you step back from your mind, you take a step behind yourself and you watch your mind, because I'm sure that most of us are thinking that I am what I think, but I say no, I am and I think. So when you step back from your mind, you become that I am, and you begin to observe, okay, now this thought is coming. That's what it's telling me. That's what it's making me feel in my different body parts. And now it's replaced by another thought. And that's how I feel it. When you observe your thoughts, when you take a step back, you create an emotional distance from your thoughts. You can look at what is happening clearly. And the first thing before you want to solve anything in life is to look at what is happening clearly, without heightened state of emotions, without much subjectivity. Just just looking, just witnessing, just observing what is happening. You will see that the thoughts are coming and going. Sensations in the body are coming and going. If you just sit and observe the sensations, you will feel a sensation of heat or cold or tingling or numbing or pulsating in different parts of your body. Things are happening, you can observe them. But the moment you begin to identify with what is happening, immediately that you are colored by the color of your thought. If the thought says that, man, it's a beautiful day, I love it, and suddenly you become beautiful and you become love, then next time when the thought says it's a terrible day and I hate myself, then you become a terrible person and you become a hateful person that hates itself, himself, and the others. So do you realize what's happening here? Your mental fluctuations are happening all the time, and you as you become identified with what is happening, and you are colored in the color of your thoughts. And so the thoughts will fluctuate because that's what they do, and you will fluctuate. But if you identify with the witness that is aware of what is happening, with the witness that can watch all these changes, all this coming and going and staying and changing of thoughts, emotions, perceptions, and whatnot, then you will notice that as awareness, as the witness being, nothing changes. It's always the same. You're always aware. You always know what is happening. There is a deep inner knowing to every single experience. Let's say you are sitting at home and you have many appliances at home. You have your laptop, phones, refrigerators, microwave, whatnot, air condition. Some of them create certain sound that you can hear. Some of them are so quiet you can't hear anything. But many of the bigger appliances, they make a sound. Maybe your house is not very soundproof and you can also hear the sounds coming from outside. But you are not in a constant awareness of all these sounds around you. You're just doing your thing. You almost forget how loud it is around you unless you come to nature and you realize, wow, you're coming from a noisy place. This is quiet. But you don't realize it all the time. Thank God you don't. You can treat your mind in the same way. You can just do what needs to be done. You can just be the witness you are. And the thoughts can just keep doing what they do. They can just come and go. You don't have to really always take your thoughts so personally, so seriously, and always feel so responsible about your thoughts and engage with them. You can step back and observe. If you're trying to meditate, if you're trying to quieten your thoughts through meditation, and you're not sorting out the issues that give you all those thoughts, then your effort is futile. It is in vain, because you are only spiritually bypassing. You're only escaping from the real problems. What you want to do is to go headlong into the issues that give you all kind of thoughts. It's getting a little bit chillier now. It is not desirable to get to a state of thoughtlessness, because the moment thoughts will come back, you will have not sorted them out, so they will come back exactly as horrible, as terrible as they were before. So you meditate only from the space of a really exploration, not escape but exploration. You want to explore what's more. You want to know. Your meditation is not happening so that you won't be anxious anymore or you become peaceful. The true meaning of meditation is to be curious and explore and know, experience your real nature. Okay, I gave you one more branch of my thoughts, and perhaps the last one so the video doesn't become too long. Let's say there is a thought that you have thought about enough that you have gained enough clarity, but still it's just a habit. It's a bad habit. Thought keeps coming back. It's just a bad habit. And you're tired of it. It just comes back, ruins your mood, ruins your emotions, and just disappears. And then it comes back, and it has been just such a hassle. Then what you can try is, let's take an example that someone has hurt you. You have forgiven them in all your thoughts, in all your understanding, in all your therapy, and whatever you've done. You have sorted them out, and you're fine. But then thought comes, memories come, and all kind of negativity comes back again. And you wonder why. Why is it happening? And how do I get rid of it? Why is my mind so crazy? Am I broken? Well, you're not. Let's imagine this ball. This ball is a thought. Each time you send it back with negativity, it is bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But as you make it positive each time, it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Eventually, when this thought comes back and all you can think of something positive, then your mind gets calm. Why so? Because it is not the thoughts that are the issue. It is not the mind that is the issue. The issue is the unpleasantness of these thoughts, unpleasantness of the mind. So when you make it pleasant, you don't mind. When you sit and daydream, you don't mind, you enjoy it. Only when the thoughts are not pleasant, then you want to get rid of them. So that's how you can make your thoughts pleasant. Let me summarize, if you're still here with me. First thing is, you're not looking for mental peace. You're looking for a peace beyond mental fluctuation, and that you can get by observing, by witnessing, by stepping behind and just watching the drama of life unfold. Second, don't take your thoughts so personally and so seriously. You don't know where they're coming from. Don't become so responsible for every single thought that comes to you. Just understand. Don't be quick to be afraid of being an irresponsible person or whatnot. Just be true, be authentic, be honest, and watch and observe. Don't meditate if you're looking for mental peace. Look into the issues that are causing you all this headache and solve those issues step by step. You don't want to get into a state of thoughtlessness without resolving all the issues, because when you come back to your thoughts, there will be trouble. And eventually, if it's just a bad habit that you just keep thinking negatively about events and memories, then you can always train yourself to think something positive when this memory comes up. And gradually, over time, with patience, with enough repetition, you will begin to notice that these thoughts don't bother you anymore, and you will have peace. I think you will have peace. I hope you will have peace. That's what I pray for everybody, including myself. Okay, I think I'm gonna go because it's getting really chillier and windier. Yeah. All right. I'll see you next time. Please consider subscribing if you're still here, and engaging with me. Let's engage. Yeah. Let's comment and talk to each other. Yeah. All right. See you next time.